Hey guys, so I'm kind of waiting because I asked my dad, I messaged him saying, oh, what's for dinner? Because he's not home. He was like, it's Saturday, and then he dropped me off. And before that, he was like, oh, what do you want to eat? And I said, I don't know. And he just decided to drop me off at home before I even ate anything. So I had to eat stuff at home, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna wait for him. But as I'm waiting for him, I can do this video. So basically, I'm thinking about Christmas already, and I know it's early. It's like a month early. My coworker even called me out for it. I was like, oh, I'm buying Christmas gifts right now. And she was like, really? That's so early. You crazy. And I'm like, but Christmas is so fun for me. So yeah. So I'm gonna start coloring this card in. This one is for my manager. So I'm gonna use my touch markers. First color is WG8. If I can get it open. Okay. And I'm gonna start coloring this panda that I drew for my manager. Gotta move everything out of the way. So first the eyes. And for the actual eyes, cause I'm coloring in the eye patches, I'm gonna do an outlining afterwards so that way they're more visible. I don't like my camera. Sometimes it just doesn't want to focus. Okay, so there are the ears. And now I'm coloring in the paw and the top of the body. It's so strange what happens. So we actually use, at work, we use this group. We use this app so that way we can punch in and out of work. It's kind of strange because usually I know from my brother, you usually don't use an app to punch in and out of work. You just manually punch in at work. Even with computer systems or paper, signing in and all of that, it doesn't matter what you're using. If you're using technology to do it, they usually make you do it at work. For our workplace, they're kind of like, oh, we need to punch in this app. So I'm like, okay. Basically they say you need to punch in 5 minutes earlier so that way you can go count your till if you're cashier and stuff like that. So basically it's this whole thing about you can even punch in. So say for example you're gonna be a minute late or something, and you step foot into the mall and you're not even at the front door yet, but you're at the front door of the mall. In all the technically they say, oh, you can punch in if you step into the mall and you feel like you're gonna be a little bit late, but you're almost there, so you can punch in. If you're not, but if you're far away, don't try to punch in because that's just gonna mess up the system because you're saying you got there on time when you clearly did not. So being a minute or so late, but when you're at the mall, it's okay. So basically that's what happens. And then So for the 5 minute thing, and also you don't have to punch in and out for your break, so that's kind of irregular too, because usually I hear from my brother, like, I think you have to punch in and out for your break if you work at like McDonald's and stuff. So basically I'm like, basically it just counts, like the app counts all, like it just deducts instantly the 30 minutes, or like it's okay with deducting a little bit of time for like the 5 minute thing, because that app is like really good at like calculating. So what happens is you just punch in for your shift and then you punch out for your shift, and that's all you need to do. But then we switch to like this other type of app where it's like, it's not an app, so you can't use it on your phone technically, but you can use like the link, like on Google Chrome or like Google, or even Safari on iPhone, which is the equivalent of like the internet. But basically, so that's what it is. And this app is really extra. Like, it doesn't. So, first off, you have to punch in like right on the dot or only a minute earlier. And that's all you can do. You can't punch in 5 minutes early. And that confuses me because, like, yesterday I started working and I was doing an opening shift. But then in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go start doing some work because it's like 5 minutes earlier than I can actually punch in, but technically I should be outside on the floor at work 5 minutes earlier. So I go and do that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna punch in on time. But then I started doing work, and then I completely forgot to punch in, and luckily my supervisor was like, Ariel, did you punch in? I was like, oh no. So I had to message my manager about that. But yeah, it's just those little things that are like so hard to get used to. This, like, I'm gonna say it's normal to like punch in, punch out, and punch in and out for like your break too, right? But for like the whole 5 minute thing, it kind of throws me for a loop because I physically have to be outside of the back room by 5 minutes. But typically, what I'm doing is like, I cannot punch in yet until a few minutes later. So it becomes this hassle where it's like, okay, I gotta remember to punch in before that happens. And so literally I forget. And so yeah, just stuck like that. And it doesn't calculate your break, so that's why you need to punch in and out during your break. And it doesn't even, like, this website, this new company that we're with, it just doesn't calculate all of your hours. Like, it knows all your hours and you can see it, but it doesn't calculate. Like, for example, the last app that we used, it calculated the hours that we're using and that we're going to be working. So basically, it would show on the bottom of the screen, okay, this is how many hours you're going to be working for the whole week. So it grabs all your hours and just instantly gives you like a full summary of like how many hours you're supposed to be working. Say, for example, you're working like 40 hours, right? And this new application, it doesn't tell you, and it's not even an app, so I have to go onto my Safari because I'm using an iPhone, so it's Safari, but basically Google. And what it is like, it doesn't tell me, so I'm basically like trying to calculate my hours, but it's hard to, because like when I look at it, I can't really think about it like that much, and I have to like physically, like mentally in my head calculate all of the hours that I'm working within a week. So it's really confusing. I'm getting used to it, and I'm just all over the place. Anyways, back to the drawing. I'm gonna use G43 and G55. So G43 is a deep olive green. I'm gonna color in the grass. Too much dust everywhere. And then G55, which is emerald green, so just these other pieces of grass over here. And then there's grass right here. So I'm going to do the outlining in a separate video just to make more videos. But here's the overview of this drawing. It's looking pretty cute. I think I haven't drawn a lot of animals for a long while. So this is like stepping back into like the good old days. Like when I was like a teenager and when I was younger, I loved to draw animals more than people. But then when I discovered stuff like anime, I started drawing people more. It's just been this thing where I started drawing people more, and I used to love drawing animals. I still do. It's just that I haven't really done so in a long while. So this is just going back and redoing like stuff that I used to love. So really, like this year, I think I'm gonna try to draw some more animals too, just because I used to do it a whole bunch, but I stopped doing that, and then I just started drawing people. And so I want to go back and experience drawing more animals too, especially because my style of drawing has like really been like improving a lot. So it's nice to see how animals will turn out when I do it in my new style and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video will be outlining this drawing, and all the process work will be on the social media below. You can like and follow those. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.